Welcome everyone to another webinar. So I'm going to show a few different features that EzzyBills has, which might be of benefit to you. These include price checks, statement reconciliation, and some audit checking of bills. To start, but I think I'll just do a fairly standard sort of start to the webinar. Just show basically what EzzyBills is and how it works for those people who may not be familiar with EzzyBills. So I'm here at the EzzyBills.com website, and if you don't already have an EzzyBill account, you just click on Try EzzyBills for free. If you do, then you would just log in using your EzzyBills account, and I've done that. Now I've got it's called a HQ dashboard, which was covered in the webinar last week. So the HQ dashboard basically allows you to manage multiple accounts, and each account typically is connected to a different accounting system. So I'm just going to connect straight through to the account which I'm going to be using for the demo this morning. And I'll do what typically our customers do. I'm just going to drag a bill across into EzzyBills. EzzyBills is going to extract the data from the bill. In this particular EzzyBill account is connected to a Xero company, so it's going to export the bill into Xero, and we'll have a look at the data and in Xero, and so that's pretty much what what people use EzzyBills for. And so what I'm going to talk about today is really those things that EzzyBills can also offer, which isn't maybe something that most clients use or are aware of. So if we go into Xero here, you can see that the bill details have been extracted, all the line item details, and also that we've coded it, and we've set the tax on the appropriate line depending on whether the line has tax or not. So this is really the supplier's details straight into your Xero account, and really you don't need to do anything apart from approve it at that point. And that's what I'd expect for most of the bills that you upload into EzzyBills. We'll automatically work them out and push the bill through. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go into, say, a few different things, unusual things, but things that are quite valuable to companies, and that is, I'll start with price check. So just going to go to workflows here, and I've set up lots of different workflows in the past for different reasons. And I've got a workflow here called workflow price check. And what you can do is you can create your own workflow, and it might be a Xero workflow, and you want EzzyBills to basically do price checking. And by price checking, what I mean, so if I just show you a bill. So here's a bill here, and if you're running a business, then you may be buying things from suppliers which have a certain price expectation. You may have a price that you've negotiated with the supplier, and you may not pay attention to that price. You just expect it to be the same, the price that you've agreed to. But suppliers can change prices without notifying you, or they may notify you, but you may not be aware of it. So in this case here, this particular part, 5920, it has a price on the bill, and it may or may not be the price that you're expecting. So the idea of the price check is basically to have a look at all the items on the bill and all the prices, and compare it against a price list that you've uploaded into EzzyBills. So if we go into price check here, and I'm just going to remove this one here. So what you can do is go to the workflow, click on invoice price, and then upload the price check file. So let me just show you what you would do from the very beginning. So I'm going to come in here, and I'm just going to say duplicate my Xero workflow. So I've duplicated the workflow, which is right here. So I'm going to just switch to this workflow, and I'm going to give it a name. So I'll call it my price check. And so this is the main workflow now that I've switched to it. So this is the main workflow where all the bills are going to go through. Now what I want to do is add a price check. So type in invoice price check, which is this one here. And I'm going to drop it in just before it exports into Xero. So I'm just going to go like this, and I'm going to join these ones together. All right. So now I've created my workflow. So what I want to do now is upload a file. So just go and browse for the file that I wanted to upload. And I put it in here, and it's a CSV file. So I'm just going to upload that, upload the price list. Now, if we have a look at it, and so the price list has a part, a description, a price, and I added some comments. So you can see here I've added a price for these parts, and that's basically what's in EzzyBills now. Now you might have thousands of parts and with prices and things like that, and you would just basically create a CSV file, upload it into EzzyBills, and that's all you need to do. And now when I upload an invoice, for example, so I'll go back to here, I'm just going to upload the invoice I just showed you before. And this invoice will just go straight through to Xero's. From your perspective, nothing's really changed, except we're generating or we're performing a price check just to make sure that all the prices are correct. And if they're not, we will basically log that, and then we can generate a report at the end of the week or the month, and we can have a look at that report to see if the prices are, if any prices are wrong. And this is I know many builders who use this as part of their workflow. So if we have a look here, the bill's been exported to Xero, so it's just export to Xero. No difference here. No real changes or anything like that. But if we have a look at the log, you'll see here that we have performed a price check, and we found that 2 out of the 3 lines actually had incorrect prices, and 1 of them was fine. So we've logged that, and if we want to have a look at the end of the month, if we want to have a look at if there's been any incorrect prices, so we'd go to the apps page and the price check report, and what we'd do is we just do start here, and what we're doing is we're generating a report, and that report is going to have a look at all the recent bills and have a look if there were any price variations, and they'll get reported in the report. This report will also get emailed to you as well as uploaded into EzzyBills. So I'll go and check my email, which is over here. All right, so let me just try and drag my email over. All right, so this is the report that was just run, and you can see here, this is the document. So if I click on the document, we'll be able to see the document that had the price discrepancy. And also we'll see in the report, it tells us basically which part was wrong and the prices. So if we have a look at my price file, I will have had 44 and 555 in my price file, and these were the prices on the bill. So basically there's a discrepancy, and so that's what the price report would show. So if you're in scenarios where you do want to have EzzyBills monitoring the prices on your bills and comparing them against a file, then all you need to do is basically the steps I described, which is create a new workflow, drop in the price check, and then upload the price report. And that's all you need to do. And then every week or month, you can just click on generate the price report, and you'll see any discrepancies. Okay, so I think I've covered the price check. Next thing I'm going to do is statement reconciliation. So once again, we're just going to go to the apps. And on the apps, there's a statement reconciliation app. And what I'm going to do is I'll show you a statement. Yeah, so this is a statement. It's got a bunch of invoices, their prices, etc. And so your suppliers would be uploading or sending you your bills, but every now and then they'll send a statement every few months, normally every 3 months, and they might say that you haven't paid a particular bill, and it can be quite a lengthy process of identifying the status of each of the invoices on a statement. So EzzyBills can be used to help with that process. So what you can do with EzzyBills is you can actually upload your statements to EzzyBills. So I'm just going to do that now. Pop up the email, and I'm just going to drag a statement. So this is that statement I just showed you. I'm just going to send that to my EzzyBill account. And so what's going to happen is EzzyBills is going to receive that statement. It's then going to extract all the details. So it'll extract all the line item details from it. And then it's going to search the company or the accounting system that you're connected to. So we would extract this, say 1098, then we search, in this case, 0, to find an invoice for that, and then check the amount, etc., and then generate a report. So if we go back here, I can see that this is the statement. Oh, it hasn't come in yet. But when it comes in, it'll extract that and generate a report. Another thing you can do too is we do support statement workflows. So by default, statements are just stored in EzzyBills. So if you emailed in a statement to EzzyBills, it just store it, but you can actually set up a workflow so that we always do a statement reconciliation for it. And so this is the statement reconciliation app. It's running now. And we're going to extract the details and then generate the report. So I just wait a few seconds for that. So that's finished now. So if we have a look at the report. So if we bring up the statement again, somewhere here. So what we've done is extracted all the details from the statement. Then we've looked into Xero. And in this case here, we've found that there's a bill here. It was authorized, but the actual invoice amount is different than what's on the statement. So it gets across. And this one here, it's exactly the same. It's in Xero. If we click here, we'll open it in Xero. So everything's good. These other ones are missing. So by using the statement reconciliation, we can actually quickly work out, which invoices and also where they are in Xero and that. So that can be a another benefit of EzzyBills statement reconciliation. Another one I want to go into is audit checks. So if we have a look at a bill, so I'll bring up another bill. All right, so when you have a bill, let's have a look here. Let's just have a look. So if we have a look at this bill here, then what you'll find on an invoice is you'll find that the bank account, the BSB number, etc., is on the bill. And so what can happen is people can send you an invoice where the bank account details and the BSB, etc., are wrong. Also, they can send you a fraudulent bill. So they can send you a bill and they might have changed it in some way. So what EzzyBills does is when it receives a bill, it does two things as part of the audit check. So if we have a look at, say, the audit check on this particular bill. So on my particular system, we've processed these bills many times. We know the logos and the layout, etc., of the bill. We've analyzed it, and we're confident that this is a legitimate bill from Bunnings. So it passes the audit check in the sense that the bill is definitely a valid Bunnings bill. It's got the correct logos, all that sort of stuff. But it actually failed the audit check because I don't actually have the banking details in my Xero account. So we would have extracted the account details off the bill. We would have looked into Xero and it didn't match, or it's missing or something like that. And so it failed the actual banking check. But on other bills where I've got say the bank details in there, we would have looked into there and found them, so it would have passed. So if we go to the apps page and go to audit reports, and what I'm going to do is just run an audit report. So what we're going to see on the audit report, it's going to look at all the recent invoices, and it's just going to see if there's any failures, etc. So I'm just going to run the audit report. So the audit report would have started now. Well, actually, it's already finished. And so the audit report's gone through, analyse recent bills. It's a fairly new zero account. So in the case of here, this one failed because there's no banking details. These two passed because not only was the bill a valid bill from the supplier based on large numbers of invoices we received from that supplier and its layout and that, and the banking details matched. And then say this one here, we can't verify that this is a bill from that supplier. We don't have enough bills which have been, say, validated. So it fails that check. This one here, it's because the bank details are either missing or not on the bill. So that's another report which you can run on EzzyBills. So you just come in here and you can do it right now. You can go and run an audit report, and there's nothing to enable that sort of stuff. You just run the audit report. Just click on audit report, go start, and it'll generate the report, and you can just have a look at it. And that's pretty much covers those features that I wanted to cover today. So I've gone through price checks, statement reconciliations, and audit checks. All this functionality is available in EzzyBills. In the case of the statement reconciliation audit checks, you don't really need to do anything. You just upload the statement or click on the audit report. For the statement, for the case of price checks, you need to upload your price table and include that in your workflow. And that's really all you need to do. So I think it's time for questions. So if anyone has any questions, I will answer them now. So let me just go to the questions. Okay, so first question is, what does EzzyBills do if the invoice just shows a GST amount at the bottom of a mixed supply bill? All right, so I think what you're asking is, in a case, and I'll just bring up a bill here. So where there's a bill and it's a mix of taxed and not taxed, then I will expect, and this is almost always the case, that there is something on the bill which indicates if it's taxed or not. And so if we have a look at this bill here, so if we have a look at this bill here, there's actually a tax code at the end of it. So if there was no tax code, then sometimes they might have a column which has tax. They might have a tick in that column. They might have a tax code like T and NT or GST. Sometimes they have an asterisk at the end of the description. So all of those things are okay as long as there's something to indicate that that line is taxed or not taxed. If, for example, let's say that they didn't put a tax code column on, there's no tax code column, then there's no way for anyone, you or EzzyBills, to be able to work out which line has tax and which line doesn't have tax. There has to be something to indicate it. And so if there's no way to determine which line has the tax and which line does not have the tax, then basically we're forced to break it into two groups, one group which has tax and one group which does not tax, so that it adds up at the bottom. So that's what we would do. We would if we can't individually identify which line has tax, then it would be broken into two lines, one with and one with not. So a question about the workflow. Karen's asking about setting up price checks. So I'll just show that again. So in workflow, on your particular account, all you probably have is that EzzyBills. So what you'll want to do is come in here, go new, copy that workflow. So just go new, copy EzzyBills, go create, and you'll then have 2 on your list. So yours will probably be called workflow 1 or something like that. So it'd be this one here. So it'd be called workflow 1. Then you'd do switch to this workflow. And now you would type in price check. Click on the invoice price check, drag it across, and join them up. And that's all you need to do. You might want to rename them, but that's all you need to do to get the price check. Should the price list be exclusive or inclusive? The price list should be what would be the unit price on the bill. So in the case of the bill we were just looking at, if the prices were tax inclusive, so if the unit price was tax inclusive, then that's the price. If the unit price was tax exclusive, then that'd be the price. So it's whatever your unit price on the bill is, that is what we're going to look for. Okay, so another question about the uploading of statements for statement reconciliation. So what you would do is you would send your statement to the following email address. So you'll have a username. So it might be yourcompany.app.sr@ezzybills.com. And if you send your statement to that address, then it will get processed as a statement it'll be processed as a statement for reconciliation, and a report will be generated. So that's where you would send a statement if you want it processed like that. Otherwise, if you just send a statement to the standard EzzyBills address, then we'll just store it. So it'll just get stored and it won't get processed. Okay, so I think I've answered all the questions now. So I hope everyone's enjoyed the webinar, and we'll be doing some more webinars in the future, covering some more functionality. Probably the next one will be covering some new functionality which we've added recently. So we'll keep you posted. And I hope everyone has a good day, and I'll talk to you another time. Thanks. Bye.